Well, guess where I am? I'm back on this pasture, but I haven't been here in a while, and the grass has got quite long. Lovely to be back, and it's nice and warm and still, and it's been raining hard, so the ground's perfect. And I've got to completely adjust my mindset because I've just found something which was only about 2 inches down, and it sounded like a ring pull, but I thought I'd better dig it anyway, because just to reacquaint myself with what's here. It's an absolutely stunning bronze Roman coin in amazing condition. I mean, I usually leave the very loud, obvious sounds because they're ring pulls and bottle tops and things like that. Lots of things happen on this parkland, but this means that I'm just going to have to start digging everything, which I'm in the mood for doing because I haven't been out in a bit. But that's just the most extraordinary start. I don't know who it is, but there's plenty of obvious writing around, both legends on the reverse as well. I think it's a House of Constantine. It's got a wreath on the back, which I've only found on Siliquas, or Siliquae. So, God, they really don't come out better than that, ever. What a coin. Absolute beauty. Who is it? I think it's probably whoever, Constantius, Crispus, someone like that, but I'm absolutely thrilled. What a start. Beautiful. Yeah, it's Crispus, I can see now. I'm really looking forward to today. Well, I've just found another absolutely fabulous Roman coin. And I'm digging a very scratchy signal here. Ground conditions are absolutely perfect. I'm sure I'm digging things which I would have missed when it's been a bit drier. Signals are really popping today. That's really scratchy. This is probably a bit, this could be iron or something in iron. And I'm pinpointing well today as well. Well, it's a thimble, I think. No, the end of something. It's probably a chape of sorts. Yeah, looks like it. It's got that sort of pointy bit there. I think that's a dagger chape or something like that. It's lovely. I'm not sure how old it is. I'll get it on the you-know-what, the detectinghub.co.uk, the most knowledgeable detecting minds in the country, all there to help you with your IDs. And they're a nice bunch of people too, good place for a chat. I really like that because I haven't found many of these. Let me show you this Roman coin. I mean, another absolute crack of a little bronze coin. The condition, I can see a soldier with 2 standards. I can see the mint mark, I think it's Trieste. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm sure I can probably read who it is. I think it might be Crispus again. Lovely, just so nice. Things could not be better today. Everything's in my favour. Just got to find a hoard now. Well, it's out and I can see it, and I have actually just checked it, but I'm just showing you what it sounds like, really punchy. And when I first saw it, I thought it looked like another bronze Roman coin, but a bigger one. But it's not. There's a little hole in the middle of it, and that gives it away. It's an English jetton, and it's a beautiful one. I've found a few on this field now, and I've never found any anywhere else. They're not common English jettons. This one's in lovely condition. I can't quite work out what's on the reverse, as it were. I think it's a saint or some sort of figure, and then a very sort of European looking design on the other side, with the sort of orb or whatever it's called, and a cross. But that's absolutely wonderful. I can't remember why they have a hole, but they do. I'll have to look that up. I'll have the information for you in a minute. I've never gridded this field particularly ferociously, so I'm always giving myself a chance. I'm always feeling that I might find something quite nice, because I haven't gone absolutely sort of regimented in my last searches here. So it's not surprising me that I'm still finding stuff. In fact, it's a really nice way of doing it, I think, because it just gives you the feeling that psychologically there's still stuff around. Oh, God, absolutely love these little things. Look, there's the hole. That's what I mean by the hole. Can you see that? Wow, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else today. Well, I think this is the faintest signal I've had today. Really, and a bit irony, but the faint signals are going to be a bit irony, because it's when you're running the dais like I am on full tones, you're going to hear the iron anyway, and the iron and the ground can sound quite similar sometimes. And the deeper something is, the more of a slight iron groan there might be amongst it. Still very faint. Right, we're out, and it's absolutely binging. If it weren't so small, I was thinking it would be lead with that high pitch, a big thick lump of lead. And it's absolutely minute. No wonder it didn't really give a sound. It's a tiny Roman coin. Absolutely tiny. Dais is working today. I think it's Roman, can't think what else it would be. It's bronze. It's unusual, so perhaps it's barbarous. I keep finding little tiny rubbishy barbarous coins. Barbarous are sort of contemporary forgeries made probably by the local tribes or of Celts or Germans or whatever they were, to try and copy a Roman coin. That is bizarre. I don't know what's going on that. But I really like it. Perhaps it's not Roman. I keep thinking that these little barbarous coins aren't Roman. They look Celtic, some of them, or Saxon even. But if they're made of bronze, they're unlikely to be. But I love that. Pretty. Well, this gave the tiniest coppery signal. Thought it might just be foil, but it's not. It's the most charming little buckle. I think they might be called spur buckles, these. I'm not sure why. I think they maybe attach the leather straps round way for your spurs to sort of fit in with your boots, I think. It's got its pin still. I want to be a bit careful with this, because if I play around with the pin too much, it might break off. But it's in lovely condition. I think that's got to be medieval as well. Beautiful little thing. I love finding these. Makes a break from all those pesky Roman coins. I'll get into trouble for that. Someone wrote on my last video they were getting bored with all the pesky Viking things they were finding in Norway. I won't say who it was, but it did make me laugh. We'd give anything to find pesky Viking stuff here. Anyhow, that's lovely. I'm really pleased with that. I think that's find of the day. I love it. That sounds coiny. Coiny or buttony. Nice depth. Got everything going for it, this, which means it'll be rubbish. It's funny how we live dig what we think are the wonderful signals are usually rubbish, and all the crappy ones we think this has to dig it and get it out of the way are really, really good. Well, we're right on top of it. My pinpointing today has been non-swanks, has been excellent. Well, it's quite deep for the sound it gave. Maybe it's a sort of modern coin, or a bit of lead. Yeah, it's a socking bit of lead. Sorry, chaps. Had to be, didn't it? Nice bit of old lead. Well, I've got another signal here. Better turn you round. This sounds foily and rubbishy, which means it'll be really good. Very near the surface. Bit of foil, I think. Been finding a lot of foil today. Yeah, horrible, rather thick foil. Oh well, I can't complain. We're finding lovely things as well. Got to find the rubbish with it. Well, it wouldn't be the same up here if I didn't find one of these. And I've just found a rather lovely buzzard feather. I love these. Quite nice condition. But as I said, it wouldn't be up here if I didn't find one of these, and it's a little normal jetton. It's a European jetton. Exactly the same size as the English one. But I can see the Nurembergy type giveaway rose and orb, or whatever it's called, you get on these Crowwinkle coins. Not in very good condition, and didn't give a very particularly nice sound either. They never do. But anyway, very nice to find. And there's another signal just here next to it, so, and sounding almost identical. So I thought better get the camera out for this. God, it's getting warm. It's midday. Mad dogs and Englishmen. Right, it's right on top. I think it's a ring pull. Just there. Wouldn't you know it? Ah. It is, it's a ring pull. I do dig ring pulls too. There you go. Well, I'm not sure what this is, but it looks really interesting, and it was deep. I'm sure I'm picking up signals today that I would not have had in the past up here sometime. Gosh, okay, it's ring shaped. looks like a bead. I'm really excited about this because it's not a harness ring. It might be a normal ring. It's very old. It looks like it's been cast in a long section and curled round, because I can see where it begins and ends. And it's absolutely wonderful. That has got to have age, serious age. It's got to be a bead of sorts, hasn't it? A bronze bead. Gosh, don't know how old this is, but I'm really excited by it. Absolutely wonderful. Big, heavy, chunky, and maybe it's a ring. Don't know. This is definitely find of the day. I absolutely love it. Wow, what a lovely little thing. Gosh. Hi there, and welcome to another temporary headquarters. We're on the beach and it has been lovely weather, I've got to say, but you wouldn't know it. Back to business as usual. Today it's absolutely foul outside, but when it's nice, it's lovely here. It's one of my favourite places. Anyway, I thought we'd just have a quick look at this bead I found, and the main reason I want to do it is that I put it on the detecting hub to see what people thought. And certain people who know their onions reckon that, I mean, it could be Bronze Age. It's certainly sort of early Roman Iron Age, I would have thought. But there's no reason to think that it's not earlier than that, or possibly earlier than that. It's an absolutely wonderful thing. And it is, I think, to all intents and purposes, a bead. But someone asked me, what makes it a bead? And that's actually a really good question. What does make it a bead? There's nothing that we can see that it would hang off. You know, there's no cord or chain or anything that would lead us to definitely believe it's a bead. And there were all sorts of answers came up, because I asked the question back to the forum, you know, what makes a bead and not a hoop or not a ring? Tascals, what makes a bead a bead? The answer I like the most is that it couldn't really be anything else. It's not a ring, or very unlikely. I've got small hands, look, it doesn't even fit on my pinky. But it is bigger than other ones I've found. And here is a small selection. That's a very similar one. It's, again, slightly biconical. By that I mean it slopes that way, cone-wise, and that way as well, meeting in a sort of edge. This one that I found is, even though it's rounded off and just so beautifully made, it does show slight sort of biconcavity, or whatever the expression or the correct word is. Here are two smaller ones. These are more obviously beads, I would have thought. That again is very biconical, and this one too would almost certainly have been, you know, part of some sort of decoration. I mean, I absolutely love these. So I think the conclusion we have is that what else could they be? They're not rings, they're not hoops, they're not harness rings. They must be beads. They can't really be anything else. Someone wants to go down to the beach, but it's just too wet at the moment. We'll go later, I promise. They can't really be anything else. They're one of my absolute favourite things to find. The PASS, Portable Antiquities Scheme website, when they describe them, they tend to hedge their bets and say anything between, you know, Bronze Age and modern. Well, they don't quite go that far, but they do seem to be quite hard to date. I like to think that this really could be Bronze Age. That could be Bronze Age, maybe later Iron Age. These ones are probably more Iron Age, or sort of what they call Anglo-Roman, or Roman even, or maybe later. They could even be medieval, who knows. But they're just an absolutely brilliant thing to find. I love them. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to all that, and let's go back to the fields. And I'll take you to the beach later, Taz. He's looking cross with me. We will go down, I promise you. Well, that's been one of the most enjoyable days I've had in a very long time. It's been brilliant. I've enjoyed every single hour of it, and it's been about 3.5, 4 in total, and it's got warm and I've had a lovely time, so I'm calling it a day. I found another beautiful little Roman coin, sounding very boily and shallow, but that's what it is. I'm pleased with that. A big bit of circular lead. Now that looks very like that seal matrix, that socking great seal matrix I found quite recently. I'll put the link to that video below if you haven't seen it. It's a wonderful thing. But it's not, I don't think. It's rather crude and made for something obviously, but I don't know what it is. And then this absolutely charming strap end of sorts, I think, or maybe it's a buckle or a mount. I'm not sure, but it's got a bit of gilding on it still and a beautiful pattern. I don't know how old that is, but I mean, it's lovely. I found some really lovely objects today. I couldn't ask for more. A really lovely broad spectrum of finds. No hammered coin. No hammered coins today. But anyway, can't have it all. And I think we'll end on this, which just sounds really shallow and very dingy. So it's bound to be a ring pull. The last dig of the day. It's got to be, hasn't it? But anyway, what a lovely day I've had. Well, it's still in there, which is always a good sign. If it's not that deep, that's... Oh, well, it's not a good sign. I can see it. Ah! Oh dear, it's the end of... It's the arm of someone's glasses. Wouldn't you know it? I mean, absolute sod's bloody law, isn't it? Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. It's been really good fun, and see you next time.